Christmas Day is in less than 24 hours. You've bought all your gifts, all your Lego and Transformers for your super cool friends and family, but none of them are wrapped. In fact, you're not sure how you're supposed to wrap a gift in the first place. Were we supposed to learn this in school? At what point in my life was I supposed to learn how to do this? Can anybody help me? Well, I'm here to tell you that it won't take a Christmas miracle this year for you to wrap your presents. Hello everybody, my name is Brick from Brick Army Productions, and today I'm going to show you how to wrap a Christmas present. To be specific, because this is a toy review channel after all, I'm going to show you how to wrap Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, my favorite Transformer that I got this year. I'll be talking more about him later on, so be sure to stick around for that, but for now let's get into the wrapping. To wrap a Christmas present, all you will need is the following materials: your gift, clear Scotch tape, a pair of scissors, a Sharpie, and of course, a roll of wrapping paper. If you can, make sure your wrapping paper has guidelines on the inside, as they can be helpful for alignment. The first thing you will need to do is measure out how much wrapping paper you need. Now, this box has 6 sides, but to start with measuring, we're only going to worry about 4. If your box is oblong like mine, the 4 sides you should measure are the 4 largest sides, so that seams only appear on the smallest sides. Now that we've decided what we're measuring, we're going to lay the box down on one of the large sides about an inch or 2 from the edge of the paper, just to give ourselves a little excess to work with. Because of the size of my box, I'm measuring it in the direction of the wrapping paper, but if yours is smaller, you can measure it across. Once we've made sure that the box is in line with the wrapping paper, we're going to start flipping it to measure how much we need for all 4 sides. The starting position is for the first side, this flip is for the second side, this is for the third side, and lastly this is for the fourth side. Now that we've measured the length, we're going to mark where we need to cut, again giving ourselves some excess, and now we're going to cut off that length. If you have a decent pair of scissors like the ones I'm using now, when cutting wrapping paper you can just dig in a little bit and then push forward gently to slice through the rest of the paper easily. This does take a steady hand and a bit of practice, but you will get it eventually. Now that we've measured and cut the length of our wrapping paper, we need to do the same for the width. Let's start off by placing our box on top of our wrapping paper, largest side down, with the smallest sides facing outwards. Then, we'll just push the box away from the edge until we have a margin that is long enough to completely cover the shortest side of the box with some excess. Once we have that, let's make a mark on the paper by the other end of the box, and that's where we'll need to cut. Again, let's take our scissors and cut all the way through where we made our mark, making sure to stay in line with the wrapping paper, so we don't taper inward or outward. Once we're done, we can reuse the scrap we just cut off for a smaller gift, or we can just recycle it. Now, it's time to wrap. Let's start by laying our box down in the exact middle of our wrapping paper. If your box has a face to it on one of the largest sides, like this one does, lay that face down so the seam is on the back. Once our box is in the exact middle both ways, we'll bring one long end of our wrapping paper around and over the back, making sure to pull it tight over the edges, and then secure it to the back of the box with a piece of tape. Since I don't want to risk any damage to the box, I'm making sure only a sliver of the adhesive is actually touching the surface of the box. If you're gifting for a collector, I would advise doing the same, or even skipping this tape entirely as it's only for extra stability. On the other end of the wrapping paper, we're going to do the same thing, but first we're going to fold the edge of the paper inward just a little bit, making sure it's still in line and not slanted. This is just to make the seam look extra clean and hide any mistakes we may have made in the cutting process. Once that's done, bring it around and over the back, making sure to pull it taut again so there's no loose paper on either side, and then secure it on top with another piece of tape. Now this next part is where it gets a little bit complicated. There are multiple methods for wrapping the sides, but for this video I will show you my preferred method when it comes to visual results. First, I'm going to fold the first side off camera so I can stand the box up, and you can see better what I'm doing. Now that that's done, let's keep going. We're going to start by taking one of these short sides and folding them down onto the side, making sure to pull it taut. You can see that when we do this, it starts to form these diagonals on the larger flaps, and we're going to want to crease those diagonals. When we do this, we're going to roll the fold until the angle between it and the box is a clean 90 degrees, and then crease the diagonal. We'll then do the same thing 3 more times on the other corners. Once all 4 diagonals are creased, we're going to fold the flap with the seam down on top of the box. Lastly, we're going to make a fold on the edge of the other flap to hide the cut and center the seam, and then tape that down over top. You're now done with this side, and you just need to do the exact same thing on the other side. With that, we're all done with wrapping our Christmas present. The more practice you get with wrapping, the easier it will come to you and the better your results will turn out. So don't feel let down if your first attempt isn't picture perfect. All that's left to do is to give your gift and wait for it to be unwrapped, which in my case is right now. Thanks, me! Oh wow, it's just what I've always wanted. I got a lot of Transformers this year, and many of these figures are really good, but despite the competition, one of them stands out above all the others. Of course, I'm talking about Studio Series 86 Commander Class Optimus Prime. While this figure actually came out in fall 2024, I didn't get it until January of 2025. At the time, I was deciding whether I wanted to get him or Earthrise Optimus Prime. I ended up getting the 86 Prime from the restock in January, and wow, I chose right. To be fair, I did end up also getting Earthrise Optimus later on, but this figure is just a whole other level. I'm not usually a fan of hardcore cartoonish accuracy, but it's hard not to admire the clean lines on this figure offered by the expert engineering, not to mention the fact that he feels as solid as a rock and superposable. This figure feels like a premium product, and it doesn't feel hyperbole to call him a true mini masterpiece. The Commander Class price of $90 doesn't just mean that this figure gets a great tooling and quality, but he also comes with his axe and gun, a whole gigantic trailer, complete with roller, anti-aircraft gun, and some parts effects. There's even a secret compartment at the back of the trailer that contains even more specialized parts effects. Now you can use these in robot mode, sure, if you want to make Optimus feel like the honored one, but if you complete Optimus's satisfyingly clever transformation into his clean and solid truck mode, you can use them and the trailer to recreate this iconic transformation scene from the movie. And again, I cannot emphasize enough how good this transformation is. It's like dark magic. The way they were able to conceal the truck wheels and the legs is so simple yet so clever, and the way the front of the truck is concealed in an admittedly chunky backpack is just so satisfying. I want to say the transformation is my favorite part of the figure, but honestly I can't pick. Everything about this figure is just great. This might not just be my favorite figure I got this year, but my favorite figure in my entire collection. I cannot sell him enough. If you're on a budget, Earthrise Optimus Prime will do you just fine. That is a good figure. But if you can afford the higher price point, I absolutely recommend this Commander, my figure of the year, 86 Optimus Prime. If you have a favorite figure you got this year, let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe as it really helps me grow my channel. I will be putting out more Transformers videos, hopefully soon, but for now, I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays, and I will see you all in the new year. Goodbye.